Hey guys, this is going to be the ultimate guide to daily commuting with the 2023 Toyota Prius Prime. So very quickly, I'm going to share what I've done. I've actually went through my history here in the charging. So you can go in, this is all from the Toyota app. So these are the daily charging sessions. So what I do is, as I come home from my commute, I plug in the car, and it takes about 9.5 hours to get a full charge on a standard 110 outlet. So it's just a regular, the plug that comes with your car or the charging cable is for a standard 110 outlet. It's not for 220 volt. Of course, I can on occasion get free public charging, but it's very infrequent, and like I said, I do it. I wish I could do it more often. Like I said, I go to local parks here, and there's a couple of areas where you can get charging for free. But just to show you, this is in the Toyota app. Now, one thing I wanted to point out here, and this is where I actually recorded all of the charging sessions, and I want to take you through. So my last fill up was on March 29th, 2024, right? So I was at 9,174 miles. You know, I put in 9.443 gallons. It was $27.94, and I was down to 27 miles remaining on the car. So what I did since that time, if you guys can see this, I tabulated all of the charging sessions since that time on March 29th. So as you can see here, since I did my fill up, I was recording all the charging sessions. So there's two columns here, right? So what I found after getting a charging meter is I found that what the Toyota app reported was actually about 54.6% of the actual charge usage, right? So when I went through this, I was like looking at, basically kind of calculating what the actual charge usage was. So what I did is I actually purchased a charge meter, and I have a picture of the actual charging. So this was it's just a standard meter you can find on Amazon. So what I did is I plugged in, and I compared it to what the Toyota app was telling me I was getting to the actual energy consumption. And on average, for a full charge, it's about 12.442 kilowatt hours. As you can see, it's 120 volts, and then your amperage and stuff. So that comparing to, if I go back to the Toyota app, so what I was doing, as you can see, like on a full daily charge, and I'll go back to that particular day, I think it was like April, that particular session was on April 16th. And in the Toyota app, you could basically go through and pick out the month that you want to look at. So if I go to April and I say okay, so that will bring up all my sessions. So in that, so the session that you saw there, that was on April 16th. The Toyota app basically says I use 6.798 kilowatt hours, but as when I did the actual charge meter, it was 12.442, as I showed you guys. So what I did is, like I said, I put all these figures into a spreadsheet, and what I was finding is what the Toyota app reported was actually, like I said, 54.6% of the actual charge usage. So basically, I went down and I corrected all of the numbers to the actual usage. All right, so if I come down, let's see, hold on one second, let me come down here. Yeah, let me see if I can bring it in. Hold on. Okay, so now, if we get all the way down to the bottom here, let's see if you guys can see that. I totaled up the Toyota app up to today, which is May 20, we're actually at May 26th. So the last charging session was on May 25th, and totaling up everything, I got 276.3104 hours according to the Toyota app. In actuality, I actually used 505.7155 kilowatt hours. Now, multiplying the 505 by my usage, my utility, my cost per kilowatt hour per my last several utility bills, it comes out to about 23 cents, 23.3 cents per kilowatt hour. I get a total of $117.83. Now, that's over the course of a month and a half of actual charging, a little bit more, right? So again, it looks like I'm probably using about 75, I'm going to say probably about $65 to $75 a month for electrical charging. And as you saw earlier, my gas usage, my gas consumption was, let's see, when I filled up, it was 9.443 gallons. Now, on March 29th, I was at 9174. Today is the 26th, right? So I am, as of today, 11,611. This is on the same tank of gas, and I have yet to fill up. I still have 111 miles. On my daily commutes, I'm actually using, I'm actually averaging about 50 to 54 miles on my EV battery. So basically, I'm coming in, if I can get this to go, I'm coming in using probably about 2 to 5 miles daily on my actual gas mileage here. So even though it's 111 miles, it is so slow in the consumption of gas. And again, I'm still on that same tank of gas since March 29th. So it looks like I'm using about, let's say about $27, $28 every 2 months for fill-ups for gas. And like I said, I'm charging every day, and I'm using about $75 a month. I'm going to say $65 to $75 a month in actual charging cost for electric. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, what I do, I am also using, you have your apps here. Obviously, I use Waves for my commute. I'll show you real quick. You can go into the Toyota app. There are settings. Like I said, there's energy flow, so you can actually see the energy flow of the car as the car is in motion. You could also establish, and I've talked about this in another video, I just want to mention here, it is set to charge now. So this means that no charging schedule is set. If I take this off, right, if I go to add a particular charging schedule, and again, you could do this in the app. You could also do this you could also do this in the display, the heads-up display over here, but I think it's easier in the app or here. And what you could do is you could pick a charging time that is at a time that the peak usage is much less. So you could say, hey, if your off-peak usage is, let's say, 1 in the morning, let's say for argument's sake, it's, let's say it's 12 a.m., right? So all right, so start time is 12 a.m. So we can go ahead and say okay, and then what we can do, let's go up. We could do a stop time, right? So we'll make our stop time. Let's say our off peak is, let's say 6 a.m. right? Now, what I want to say is this is not going to be enough time. You need about 9 hours of charging time. So for me, unfortunately, this type of schedule wouldn't work. But let's say I say, okay, let me actually go back and make this 10 a.m. Let's go back and let's say we want to start charging at, I don't know, 7 p.m., right? All right, so if I say okay, right, and I could choose to repeat it. I can choose the days that I want to, I'm sorry if the phone's out, I could choose the days that I want to repeat this schedule, right? And I can come down. So I'm just going to do Monday to Friday, and I'll say okay. And basically it shows up here, and I can save this, right? So now, if you notice, charge now is turned off. So what that means is if you go to plug in, if you don't fall into this particular charging schedule, the charger is not going to, you can plug in, but it's not, obviously not going to come on. So personally, I don't like this particular thing. I rather have it always set to charge now to default. But just beware, if you do put in a charging schedule, it's going to only kick in at the times that you basically specify. And of course, you could edit this and and just all right, guys, hope this helps. Like and subscribe, and hope you enjoy.